Hi, welcome to ECHL Week Presents. I'm Barry Schickling. We've made it to the final round of the Kelly Cup playoffs. The Idaho Steelheads are going to face the Florida Everblades for the Kelly Cup Championship. Now it's time for us to take a look at what to expect in this final series. The Idaho Steelheads had one of the greatest regular seasons in ECHL history. The Florida Everblades won the Kelly Cup Championship a year ago. So it's difficult to top this matchup to determine which team will earn the title of the ECHL's 35th season. The Steelheads, who needed 4 consecutive overtime wins against Utah to advance to the second round of the Kelly Cup playoffs, have made it look easier as the postseason has moved on. Their latest conquest, to arrive at the ECHL's ultimate stage, was a surprisingly succinct 5-game victory over Toledo. During that series, Idaho showed its versatility and balance. A pair of Adam Scheel shutouts in the first 2 games put the walleye in a hole. In games 4 and 5, the Steelies struck for a combined total of 9 goals. That included a commanding 5-1 victory in the series clincher. Florida has advanced to this round with 3 straight 4-2 series victories. The Blades never faced a series deficit and won a pair of games in overtime against regular season South Division champ South Carolina. They jumped to a 3-0 series lead prior to dispatching Jacksonville, and in the Eastern Conference Final Series, the Everblades repeated the first-round script, never trailing in the series standings as well as winning a pair of overtime games, although both of those matches were decided in the second extra-time stanza against Newfoundland. And so, June is here, and it's time to decide a champion. Here are a few things to keep in mind while you're watching to see which of these teams will win its 3rd ECHL crown. After seeing time with 5 teams in 2.5 ECHL seasons, Wade Murphy spent 3 years on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. That time paid off because this Idaho forward is leading the scoring parade this postseason and is in the running for the June M. Kelly Award as MVP of the playoffs. Also up front, Ty Pelton-Bice and Ryan Domowski can score, and make sure to keep an eye on A.J. White. The team captain makes smart plays at both ends of the ice and helps the Steelheads keep their composure regardless of the circumstances. Speaking of strong veteran presence, there's defenseman Matt Register. As someone who has more playoff assists in more Kelly Cup playoff games than anyone else, he's rarely out of position in his own end. Pair his experience with the talent of the team's leading blue line scorer, rookie Owen Hedrick, and it's not surprising that they lead Idaho in plus-minus since the end of the regular season. Goaltender Scheel has posted very good numbers this postseason. The team is confident in front of him, and like the rest of the Steelheads, he'll enter the finals as well-rested as anyone can be at this time of year. Idaho bench boss Everett Sheen is making his first foray into playoff coaching, but you wouldn't know it seeing how the team is on a 12-2 run to get to this point of the playoffs. That's similar to the pace the Steelheads set during their record-setting regular season. In other words, it's hard to find many faults with this team and the way it's playing. One of the big advantages that the Florida Everblades do have is that they're the defending champions. 8 players who played significant roles in the 22 title run are still with this team. That experience is a big deal, especially when one of those players is goaltender Cam Johnson, the playoffs MVP a season ago, who's played every minute of the Blades' 18 postseason games this spring. He rarely makes unforced errors, and the team is very comfortable with him in the net. On the forward line, Joe Pendenza, John McCarron, and Blake Winicky, all of whom were part of last season's team, provide a solid scoring attack, and they're not even at the top of the team's points leaderboard. Those positions belong to Sean Jostling, Oliver Chow, and Tyler Irvine. Florida has 8 forwards in double-digit scoring in the playoffs, 3 more than Idaho. The 6 Florida defensemen who have seen the bulk of the ice time in this year's playoffs have a combined plus-minus of plus 33. And as far as coaching is concerned, all you need to know is that Brad Ralph is number 1 on the lists of coaching and winning Kelly Cup playoffs games. What might be Florida's most important advantage in this series is their physical nature. They're hard on the puck and play an often stifling forecheck and use their team size more effectively than either of Idaho's last 2 opponents. Another key, as it is in most playoff series, is special teams. For 2 teams which have been so successful over the last 6 weeks, statistically only the Steelheads' power play has been really effective. Florida's man advantage play, as well as the penalty killing of both teams, has been mediocre to date. Significant improvement in any of these areas could make the difference in deciding whether Ben Masella or A.J. White is handed the trophy which bears the name of Commissioner Emeritus Patrick J. Kelly sometime in the next 12 days. That wraps up another ECHL Week Presents. We hope you enjoy the final series and make sure to join us again here next time as we take a look and update what's going on in the Kelly Cup Finals. See you then.